Super RC Pro-Am is an isometric remote control car racer developed by Rare and released on the Game Boy back in 1991, 4 years after the NES original. RC Pro-Am for the NES is the game that got me into the genre and cemented my love for racing games that continues to this day. When I saw Super RC Pro-Am for the Game Boy at my local shop for a couple of bucks, I couldn't pass it up. Now, I don't really like most line-scrolling racers of the 8-bit or even 16-bit generation. They generally feel bland to me, and the driving experience feels incredibly dated. Isometric racers and other top-down style games, on the other hand, can still be pretty good, as shown here by Super RC Pro-Am. The gameplay is incredibly straightforward, simply race around the tracks and don't finish last. The controls don't at all mimic that of an RC car, but that doesn't really matter. Drifting is the name of the game here, and you'll be sliding through just about every corner. Not only does it look great, it's also a lot of fun. In addition to trying to win races, there are also upgrades scattered about the track like tires, batteries, and motors. More importantly, there are little tiles on the track that spell out Nintendo. If you spell out Nintendo, you get a new remote-controlled car and your journey continues. Do it a second time and you get access to the Spiker. As far as I know, doing it a fourth time will complete the game. If you fail to finish third or better, you have to try the track again, but you only get 3 continues. Super RC Pro-Am is actually kind of tough. As you progress through the tracks, things are laid out in a way to make you fail. This includes annoyingly placed oil slicks and road cones that seemingly pop up out of nowhere. Thankfully, the artificial intelligence is terrible. If you fall behind, it won't take too long to catch up. However, if you are in the lead, they are never far behind. This is where the final piece of Super RC Pro-Am comes in, the weapons. There are 2 weapons in RC Pro-Am, a bomb that you can drop behind you, and a missile that you can fire in front of you. Selecting the appropriate icon on the track lets you switch between the 2, and collecting these star icons increases your stock. Because the AI isn't very good, most races come down to the final couple of turns as you frantically try and bomb or missile every opponent to assure you capture a podium finish. Graphically, Super RC Pro-Am is very simple. The track is light, the non-track areas are dark, and there isn't much in the way of textures or anything else. Occasionally, there is a bridge on the track, but that's about it. The frame rate generally keeps up, but will occasionally take a dip if there is too much on the screen at once. There's also a weird graphical oddity that almost looks like screen tearing, which I've never experienced on a Game Boy game before. There isn't much to the audio either, just the hum of your motor and the sound effects of firing weapons and collecting power-ups. There is a catchy little jingle that plays after finishing a race, but not much else. But the lack of technical achievements here is really all part of the charm. Super RC Pro-Am is about racing against 3 relentless opponents, and in that regards, the game succeeds perfectly. Super RC Pro-Am is a lot of fun, and that NES experience I remember from my childhood seems well represented on this Game Boy adaptation. It always comes down to the final couple of turns, and surviving this chaos in every single race is exciting, and, more importantly, enjoyable. The only real flaw is that the game is admittedly repetitive. Super RC Pro-Am certainly isn't the best racing game ever made, but it's easily one of the better 8-bit racing games available. 3 out of 5.